Hey everybody, Alex Kozora, SteelersDepot.com, back to do another video, another talk to the tape. I'm doing this one early, so I may do a second one a little bit later in the week, but there's just two plays we want to look at today that highlight, some of the defensive breakdowns and just, answering the question, why did some of these big plays happen? So we're going to look at two plays today. They're both going to suck for the Steelers. It's kind of like when you go to the eye doctor and he asks, which one's better, one or two, and they're both terrible. Neither of these are good outcomes for the Steelers. This is going to be a 40-yard completion to Sammy Watkins. The second play we're going to look at is the first touchdown, I believe, to Travis Kelce, a 25-yard touchdown. It's obviously bad outcomes for both, but I'm just interested in the process and kind of answering what went wrong. And I'm going to focus on this play. I'm going to use the Kelce touchdown as just kind of a comparison point because we've already covered about some of the issues on that play, but I think it's interesting. So first play here, I'm going to let it run through. This is a Sammy Watkins 40-yard catch, one of the first big plays of the game for Kansas City. So let me just run it through a couple times here. Obviously, there's an issue at the top. There's some sort of communication problem here between Cam Sutton and Sean Davis. And I think the important thing is how this play reveals itself, because you're trying to figure out what went wrong, and when you try to determine that, it's really difficult to do. Because you're trying to find out the error, and it's a lot harder to find the error than as opposed to something that went well. But what I want to start with is the Chiefs originally line up in a 3-by-1 formation. 3 receivers to the top, tight end isolated to the bottom. They shift Hill across into 2-by-2. And I'm pretty sure, not 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure that changes the Steelers' coverage. That's a check between 3-by-1. The coverage is going to be different than 2-by-2. And I believe this should be, I'm using this play, the next play, the Kelce touchdown, as a reference point. This becomes cover 2. I'm guessing it wasn't cover 2 when they were 3-by-1. I'm guessing the fact that the motion checked them into 2-by-2. So you're going to get the motion here. Burns comes across. This puts them into cover 2. And so they're rotating. It's an inverted cover 2 because Burns is now playing the flat along with Cam Sutton, and Burnett is the flat. Artie Burns is the safety to this half. Sean Davis is the safety of this half. So this puts them into cover 2. And I think you get two issues on the play. Now that we know the coverage, and know what went wrong, now we can identify individual breakdowns. Two problems. Cam Sutton at the top, I don't think his reroute is very good. He's allowing an outside release. You want to funnel that receiver inside. That's Watkins. You want to funnel him inside to your safety help so he doesn't have to cover as much ground from his deep half, try to make a play on the football. So you get a little bit of a bump here, but it's not particularly good. You want to jump outside, be outside leverage, force him to your inside and to your safety help. Again, allows the outside release. Not crazy about that. The other issue, and the bigger issue, is with Sean Davis. Now, I think he might have known what the coverage was, but maybe not. This could be some of the miscommunication. It's hard to know if this is a detail thing or if it's a communication thing, but either way, it's an error. So they're checking into cover 2. Davis is not responsible for the deep half here. But his issue is he takes a really long time to get off his landmark and to get over to cover number 1 vertical, because that's not technically Sutton's responsibility. Sutton might have also needed to do a better job of sinking and carrying one, but Davis is ultimately the guy that's going to make that play. So as you can see, Patrick Mahomes gets ready to throw this one. Davis is still on the hash, and you got to get off your landmark. You got to get off the hash. You have to be able to get over in time and make a play. From this spot, there's no chance for any safety. I don't care if you're Troy. I don't care if you're Ed Reed. I don't care if you're Ronnie Lott. You're not making that play with an outside release allowed. Again, the inside release may have changed things and helped Davis. That's why I said Sutton has some fault here as well. But no chance at this point. Davis way too late to get off his landmark. A well-thrown ball by Patrick Mahomes results in a 40-yard gain before Sean Davis forces him out of bounds. So that's the issue on this play. And I want to use this Kelce touchdown as a reference point to it. So we'll look through it one more time, and then we'll go to the Kelce play real quick. Again, cover 2, deep half, Bostic, the middle hole defender, flat, but again, poor reroute. Davis does not get off the hash in time. That creates the big play. And again, when I watched this the first time through, I really wasn't sure who was at fault, and so I kind of watched a couple more plays, and this one just happened to kind of stick out and make some sense. But we'll go to the Kelce touchdown now. 2 plays later, actually. Again, Chiefs, same thing, 3-by-1 formation. That's how they start. They're going to motion, again, Tyreek Hill, just like before. Now it becomes 2-by-2. Corner follows, this time it's Cam Sutton. This, I believe, puts the Steelers into cover 2. Check to cover 2. You see the safety rotation here. And again, it's the inverted cover 2. Again, just like before, Burnett's going to be the flat defender with Artie Burns. Cam Sutton becomes the deep half safety along with Sean Davis. And Bostic becomes the middle hole defender. Now this play, again, there's issues on this play. Just not covering Kelsey up the seam. I'm not interested in really the issues on this play. We've covered it before. I can leave a link in the description to the article I wrote on the 2 touchdowns Travis Kelsey had and some of the problems there. But this helps reveal, the way the Steelers responded to this one, what happened on the previous play. And this time, you can see Sean Davis do a much better job of being the deep half defender, getting off the hash, getting eyes on number 1, opening his hips, and covering that. Didn't do that before. Had he done that before, maybe he has a chance to make the play. Still probably not because of the poor reroute, but you likely would have limited some of the yak and maybe only get a 30-yard gain instead of a 40-yard gain, which is still bad, but it's not as bad, clearly. So again, it's 3x1 to 2x2, puts the Steelers in cover 2. And again, still issues on this play. Bostic can't carry. There's no reroute on Kelsey. I get all that. I'm not interested in that part. But I just want to show, and we'll go back to the Watkins play one more time, so you can kind of compare and contrast that, how do we know that this is cover 2 on the Watkins play? Well, this play tells us what should have happened on the last play. So let me go to it here real quick. We'll go back to the Watkins play. I run it through just twice for you. Again, from 3x1 to 2x2, checks the Steelers into cover 2. Sutton the poor reroute. Davis does not get off the hash. So you can assign blame to both of them there. But you have to know what the coverage is first before you can understand who's at fault. That Kelsey touchdown allows us to understand what the coverage should have been. And now you can help, start assigning blame and you can understand. So again, there's some detailed things here. There's potentially some communication problems. Of course, that's nothing to do in Pittsburgh land. But I just wanted to kind of show and explain, how I'm able to assign blame, or at least my best guess. Obviously, I don't know for sure, but my best guess of what went wrong and the sequence of events that allowed Watkins to get so unbelievably wide open and a huge play for the Chiefs offense, one of many, unfortunately, that they had, as Mahomes throws 6 touchdowns, second quarterback ever to do that against Pittsburgh, first since Jim Kelly in '91. In a route, not a route, but a 42-point shootout victory for the Chiefs. So let me know your guys' thoughts below. If you guys are commenting in the live chat, I saw some of those comments last time. I don't even look at the live chat when I do these videos because, to be honest, these ones are just mainly for the explanation part here, and then to go up on Steelers Depot for people to watch on the site. So if you want me to respond, I'm totally cool with that, but leave it in the comments section once this video goes up. And then I can respond to you guys there because I don't even have the live chat pulled up right now, to be honest. But I definitely would love to answer your questions or anything about this play or just in general. But to be honest, right now I'm not even looking at the live chat because I just want to get this video done as quickly as possible, try to tighten up the time on some of this stuff, and just stay focused on the topic at hand. But let me know your thoughts or any questions or comments you have, whether you're listening on watching this on YouTube, Steelers Depot, or following me on Twitter at Alex_Kozora. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.